Good morning, Wadsworth. I'm Janie Parrish. I'm the director at the Wadsworth Area Chamber of Commerce. That's a long word to say. Yeah, that's why we just answered the phone. Hello. What do you want? Yeah. So anyways, I'm here with some very special people and very special people in my life. So let me introduce everyone. We're going to start with Heather Taylor here. Heather is the owner and creator of Glitter Girl Media. Then we have Marjorie Cook, and Marjorie works with Ideal Graphics. Marjorie, what's your title there?
We don't really have titles, but I do business development for them.
Okay, we could say princess, really.
Oh, okay.
Princess Marjorie.
Yes, I want a tiara, please.
Yes. And then we have Stephanie Zingaro, and Stephanie and I work together at the chamber and just have a great time answering the phone. Hello.
I don't answer that way.
She doesn't. Okay, so you're probably wondering why we're all here today, and mine is Joe McNeil. Yeah. Well, the reason Joe's is not here is because Joe is of the male persuasion, and this is all about females. So here's the scoop, what is going on. I talked with Heather, because Marjorie and Heather are on our Wadsworth Area Chamber of Commerce board, and then, of course, Stephanie works for the chamber. So Heather came up with the idea when we were talking about her coming on the board about doing a women's group. And we thought, hey, we've never had a women's group before. And we very much were excited about it. So Heather and I got together. Then we pulled in Marjorie and Stephanie, as well as Annette Walters from the village of St. Edward in Wadsworth. And Annette couldn't be here today. Did I say Annette to begin with? Or did I say Marjorie?
You said Marjorie.
Okay. So we had our board meeting this morning. That was at 7:30. I don't do mornings.
It's
real
already
well.
been a long day.
It's already been a long day. Okay. So anyways, I'm going to start with Heather, and she can tell you about how the ideas started coming and what we're planning on doing.
Awesome. Well,
Okay.
As many of us know, and a lot of us join chambers for networking opportunities, but I don't feel that there are tons of professional development opportunities for women, especially in our area. So in having discussions with you, I thought this is something we can definitely address and fix, and I think it's just going to be an awesome opportunity for everyone involved, from our speakers to our attendees. I just think it's going to be great.
So we named it Women in Leadership, and that's because it's not just about women as we might have that sad reputation of just chit-chatting and
Ladies who lunch.
ladies who lunch. It is not that at all. It is women in leadership roles.
For sure.
Yes.
So it's going to be a monthly event held at SUMA. We will have a professional development speaker. We will have folks that want to take advantage of exhibitor opportunities. If they're a member of Women in Leadership, they can do that. And the only requirements for membership is your company does need to be a member of the Wadsworth Area Chamber of Commerce, and then each membership will be individual. So if Ideal Graphics joins, Marjorie can join Women in Leadership individually.
And so example, Heidi that works with you, Heidi could join as an individual. Yeah. So tell us how when will you start, I know the answers to these, but I'm just going to prompt you along here. Anyways, when will you start charging dues and for people so that if they want to come and find out what we're all about?
So we're going to have our first luncheon in April. We'll have another in May, and then in June, you can decide if you want to join and become a member and continue to participate with us, or you can decide not to. I'm really hoping that people decide to connect with us.
Yes.
Connecting with other women and supporting each other and developing each other's talents and business expertise is really a wonderful thing for women to do.
Mm-hmm. And it's really not, you do not have to be in a leadership role. It's to develop your professional and personal growth. Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah. And I think a lot of times as women, as men do too, you get so busy that you forget that there's things out there that can help you grow.
And women do things a little differently than men
Yes.
sometimes, and sometimes not. But we definitely have our strengths, and we need to play to those.
Right, absolutely. So it's not a mentoring program at all. It's strictly that we're developing ourselves. Yeah.
Correct.
Okay, Steph, so here's a question for you. Okay. If so our first luncheon is April 8th, okay? And so what do they do if they want to attend this?
So you can go to our website, and we have a link there that you can register for the event. And it's going to be $15 for lunch, and then if you decide to join in June, it'll be $35 for the year.
And then every year right before June, you'll invoice them for the next year.
Correct.
For the $35.
Correct. Yeah, and it'll always be on our website. You can always go there and register for future ones and see when they'll be and put them on your calendar and plan ahead.
Okay. Well, tell us about the first meeting, what's going to happen.
So our first meeting, the beautiful part of this group is we're also going to have all of the attendees give their 30-second commercial. So we're still having the networking element to it, but along with the professional development. So we will go around, everyone will get to introduce themselves, and then we go into our speaker, who will be Nicole Makota with Valley Cafe and Dolce at the Strand, just talking about her roles in leadership, how she got from point A to point B, and how do you go from working for someone else to owning your own company and then multiple companies. So I think it'll be a great story to share with our attendees. And you're right, leadership doesn't have to mean that you're a C-level executive. Even at the entry level, if we're just starting our career, we're still the leader of our career. And so I think that there's leadership opportunity and opportunity for growth and education at every single level. So I don't tell people, if you're not a CEO of a company, you shouldn't attend. Absolutely, this is how we get to that role, and maybe take a look at those different leadership perspectives. But I think it's going to be very interactive. Lunch is awesome, but we're there to actually come away with nuggets of information and help that can help us in our careers. So.
And not only, I think, because we're not promoting this as a mentoring thing, but you know what, we're promoting it as a networking where you can hook up with people.
Well, and nobody likes to do business with women like women. So I think that, many times we need to take a pointed look at how can we help that fellow business, female business professional with a leg up. So I think if we could walk into it and have that mindset, that we'll be more cognizant of how do we help one another.
Right. Now, we're going to have some spotlights at our meetings, every one of them. So what does that entail?
Well, spotlights will give you a table and an opportunity to spotlight your business. And I'm excited that Ideal Graphics is going to be a spotlight, along with Glitter Girl Media and the Village of St. Edwards at our first meeting. So come and hear about what makes our businesses special, how we support our community, and how we support each other. And get some professional development and connect with some people that you know, that you like, that you want to do business with.
Because we all know that your business only grows through relationship.
Correct.
And you can say it over and over again, but until you experience it, where you come to a chamber luncheon or, go to something like this, then you really understand the importance of those business relationships. And a lot of times business relationships turn into personal relationships.
Sure.
They do.
Yeah.
I've made so many friends and business relationships through my networking events. And it's my favorite thing to connect with other businesses and kind of be the expert. So when someone says, I need this, Marjorie, do you know who I can go to? And I can say, well, I network with this person, or I have a business relationship with this person, go see them. It's wonderful to be thought of as a connector like that.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Steph, tell us about your feelings with this. When I know you were excited when we first started talking about it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think it's really important for women to have somewhere they can go and be with other women and connect and, share experiences and their talents and treasures with each other. So yeah, I'm very excited. And we have a great lineup of speakers that we've already put together. So yeah, I'm very excited.
So who are our speakers that we know of?
So far we have Nicole. We have Kathy Brighton-Butcher, who is an economic developer with Medina County Economic Development Corporation. She's always a fantastic speaker. I don't know her topic yet. We haven't nailed her down yet, but anything that she speaks to, you will leave with tons of information.
Because she had her own business.
She did. She did. She had the pedestal group before going to work for the MCEDC, and she's a wealth of knowledge. And she deals with so many different kinds of companies that she always has a perspective, whether it be, they focus primarily on manufacturing, but she's worked with, everything from the small one-person mom and pop to huge manufacturers. So she's just got a wealth of information. And if she speaks on anything to do with workforce, she's kind of the go-to workforce person for Medina County. So we just love having her speak at anything. And I think that's as far as we have officially booked. So stay tuned.
Okay, that's exciting. Yeah, because we do want you to come away with nuggets that you look forward to the second Wednesday of every month, that you're going to have. We always like to give people good food.
Yes.
So, they're going to come away with learning about other businesses, and they're also going to come away with the starts of relationships,
For sure.
And how many times that you've seen somebody at the Wadsworth Chamber or another chamber, and you don't get the opportunity to talk with them. So this will be a smaller group, and you can really do some great building of your relationships. So, yeah, I'm really excited about it.
I foresee us having probably a nice core group that comes each month, and we'll just expand and grow on that. It's not something that you have to attend every month, but you attend as you can. Many of us get busy. There are certain days that we just can't get out to do an event. But if we know ahead of time, it's always the second Wednesday, we can get it on our calendar, and we can assure that we have that nice core group that comes every month, and then new people that are coming in. We get to meet, new friends, new contacts, new tools in our business toolbox for when we get that call that says, hey, do you know a fill in the blank? That
Right.
that'll be a tool that we can then offer to our network.
And we're so pleased with SUMA that they offered Founders Hall to us, their conference room, at no charge. And they said, just come in and we're happy to host you. And
Awesome parking, easy to get to. Love it.
And what a great relationship that is, to be able to make a phone call and say, we need a spot. And it's Luke Smith that we work with, and who's amazing. And he's like, no problem.
Well, and it was the same thing when we called our prospective speakers. I mean, not one poo-pooed the idea. They were all very excited about what we have going on and wanted to be in front of our group. So I think that speaks a lot to the quality of the female business professional we have here in the Wadsworth area, that they were, it was a no-brainer. Like, yeah, that's an audience that I would like to have. So
Yeah.
And I'd like to remind people that if you can't come on in April or May, you can still come as a guest one time, see if you like it before you join.
Right, because we want people to know this is a good fit for them before they invest.
sure, just to
Yeah.
clarify, we do have to pay for your lunch. They have to pay for their lunch to
Correct.
attend, but they don't have to become a member until they experience it at least once.
Right, because we do want them to feel comfortable, because that's a big part of your growth, is that you feel comfortable enough to grow.
Well, and if you don't feel comfortable, you're not going to come back. And we want to
Right.
make sure that that's never the case, but give people that opportunity to stick their toe in the water, see what we're about, and see if it's a good fit for them.
Right, and we do want people to know that our caterers that we'll be working with, because SUMA no longer has food service, so we had to come up with our caterers, and we're so lucky that we have excellent caterers in the chamber. So,
And from here to there, I mean, every style of food, it'll be something different.
yeah,
I'm looking forward
And
to
it
that.
won't be a box lunch. You'll actually get a
Right.
lunch that you'll enjoy.
yeah. Oh boy, I want to go today.
Is it time to eat?
Okay, so we talked about having a question to begin each one of our sessions with, and so we're going to come up with. We haven't came up with them, but I was saying at the Young Professionals they do that, and I so enjoyed that because the answer to one question can lead to like a connection right away.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're all going to give our 30-second commercial, but we kind of have those, I don't want to say rehearsed, but we've given those before. But we throw this question out there. Everyone will answer it, when they have their time. And we did a trial run when we had our leadership meeting, and it was a hoot.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be very interesting.
Yes, as I remember it, the question was, who was your teenage crush? Yeah,
So everybody should give theirs, and Janie has to go last because I've never. So I had a few, but I would say probably teenage River Phoenix.
River Phoenix.
Yep.
Okay, how about you, Miss Mark?
Sean Cassidy.
Sean Cassidy.
I was a big River Phoenix fan too.
Hooray!
Oh my gosh, I'm Ed Asner.
Ed Asner. So either you're older like us and remember him from the Mary Tyler Moore Show, or if you're younger like Stephanie, he was Santa from Elf. Like,
Oh.
see,
Yeah. Oh,
like
I just
I
loved
don't,
him.
I don't get. I love Ed Asner, but he would never be a teenage crush. I am quite sure Katy Perry was not singing about him in Teenage Dream. Just no.
So, Miss Marjorie, we're going to have one evening event a year.
Yes, that's so exciting.
Yeah. We have no details yet.
We don't, but an opportunity to network with women in a different atmosphere that doesn't have the constraints of having to rush and get back to work, and maybe kind of let our hair down a little bit and relax and really get to know each other maybe on a different level.
I'm guessing there might be wine.
There might be.
I know.
I know
No
there's some
firm
red
plans,
wine.
but yeah, I think that
Yeah.
will be.
Because truly, I know that if you're out of the traditional element, a lot of times it's more open. It's easier. Yeah. But we're going to make this easy to get to know each other. 'Cause that's very important. Yeah.
It's going to be easy for the young professional, for the middle-aged professional, for the older professional. We're going to bring together all of the different generations to just support each other. And I have a lot to learn from the younger professionals, and I hope I have something to share with them as well.
Yeah, and you know how people talk about working with millennials, and you know, and I don't get it, but I mean, I don't understand the whole big brouhaha about it.
That's
you
because
know.
you very easily communicate with everyone at each different level. So for you, it's not a challenge. But if you're maybe in that boomer generation, I hate the boomer, okay boomer.
Sure.
You don't understand why the millennial's not picking up your phone call. Text them. They will get right back to you, I promise.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of that, but I think that programs like this kind of strip that down where
Yes.
it's not even an issue. So we do get to work with those, I think there's like 5 generations now. I think it was 4, 5 generations in the workplace.
my
And this brings
gosh.
it right down to the base of what business is about. And that's form those relationships, nurture them, and give those people that are behind you a hand up, just like you had a hand up.
That's true. I remember I went to a panel talking about the millennials were talking about how it's easier to work with them, giving us some tips about how it's easy to work with millennials if you know the tips. And one was that when they send a text, they want a text back within 3 to 5 minutes. And in my head, I'm thinking the only time I need that quick of information is the heart's on its way in from Chicago.
But it can be frustrating if I have sent an email and you call me. I don't do a lot of calls because a lot of us are on the road a lot, and it's hard to pick up the phone right at that minute. So it's not a disrespect or a slight in any way. And then by the time I get there, I have forgotten that you've called, and it's not in my. So I understand the immediacy that they want. It would be great if we could all manage that. But I bet that some of us have gotten texts while we're sitting here, and I assure you, we're not answering them in 3 to 5 minutes.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
work dictates that many times, and so does family. So.
But I can assure you, as soon as we're done here, I'm grabbing my phone.
Me
and
too.
checking.
I'm like kind of jonesing a little bit, to be fair. But I literally watch my activity, and I'm on my phone more than 15 hours a day. Hazard of the job.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
So yeah, before I get out of bed, I'm checking LinkedIn. Before I go to bed, I'm checking in to make sure that, see how many fun likes I have on Instagram. So, yeah.
Wow. Steph, are you on your phone a lot?
I think so you get that report from Apple, so I'm on about 3 hours a day. But I've also got it on my wrist. So, but I try to be really better about that. I have a daughter who's 9, and so sometimes at the dinner table I'll hear my phone go off, and she'll be like, "Mom." So, I definitely don't do it when I'm driving, and I definitely don't do it, at dinner time. I put it to the side. So.
But Stephanie didn't mention that I texted her at about 6:30 this morning, and she texted me back within a minute. So,
was on the phone.
yeah.
Yeah.
But she was sleeping, and it's quiet time. So.
But you know what? This is another good topic that we need to explore. You
For
know,
sure.
is how to work with the different generations, and 5 generations in one workforce is amazing.
And I'm just saying, I know that Kathy Brighton Butcher has a speech that she delivers on that.
I think we should do it.
I'll ask her.
Yeah.
All she can say is yes, no, or something else.
Yep, I think
So.
that's, I think that would be a terrific topic, because I know I'm interested in it, you know. Because in our Wadsworth Chamber, we have lots of young people, you know, just graduating from college and, you know, heading into the workforce. And then we have people my age, 39. And
I'm 42. I'm a little older.
I'm a little older than both of you, or maybe a lot older than both of you.
we won't even talk to staff about it. Yeah.
I'm shocked she knew who River Phoenix was. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm
know.
a lot older than I look.
I'd like to say that. Oh my God. Well, we are so excited about this. We're going to make this one of the best groups around. We are all very dedicated to that mission, and we want people to come and just really enjoy themselves and walk away and go, that was well worth my hour and a half. That, because we've all gone to things that you walk away and you go home.
Even the chicken was bad. Like,
Yeah.
you know, it just, maybe not a redeeming quality, but you know, and
Yeah.
you never know until you go.
Right.
It could be the worst way to spend your time, or it could be the best opportunity that you've had. And I think a lot of that, stems from our attitude toward whatever the event is. Maybe it's just a bad day. It's rainy and our hair's messy and we didn't want to be here. But I think if we make a concerted effort to keep this a light but informative group, we will all have a good time, and that will prompt people to then bring folks and help populate the group. And I think that the more women that we can get coming on a regular basis just gives us a wealth of knowledge that we can pull from, and a larger professional
Group.
group
Yeah.
for all of us that we can expand on. So
Yeah. I am so excited about it. Yeah.
I can't wait. I can't believe it's not April yet.
And I think the women and the members of the chamber are excited too. We mentioned it at the last chamber meeting, and I've had several people come up and ask me more details about it.
Okay.
So there is excitement out there brewing about this.
Yeah, we've already had quite a few people register, so.
And we haven't even really put out a ton of information
know,
about it
right?
yet. I think it's, like I say, I think it's a hole that needs filled in our area in particular, and I think that people will very quickly come to appreciate that the group's there and make it a stable in their monthly calendar.
And we're going to keep it fresh, you know, do different things every time we meet. Yeah.
And we're just the group to do that, I'll have you know.
Well, we know if Janie's at the helm that we will absolutely keep it fresh. Thank you for that, Janie.
Yeah, and oh gosh, well, I'm right in there working, but I'm going to tell you, Heather was the brainchild of this, and we just all jumped on just because of Heather and our experiences, knowing we could help too.
Oh, it's going to be a blast. We've got the right team. It's going to be an awesome event.
Yes, I could. We're like, look,
It's still March.
So they need to register. Is it the Friday before the luncheon?
Correct.
Okay,
Yes.
so we can give our caterer a good heads up.
Right.
I can't imagine doing that, as I'm not so good in food preparation. So yeah, so it's $15. Yep, and we're paying our caterer $15 because we want them to benefit from this as well as the people coming. And I think it's going to be terrific. So the format will be, first we're going to do an icebreaker question. Then we're each going to do a 30-second commercial. And then we'll also have business spotlights, 2 to 3 at each meeting. Then we'll have our lunch. Or maybe we'll have lunch first. I got to think about that.
We have to figure out logistically how that works. Do we eat while the speaker's speaking?
Yeah. And then we'll have our guest speaker. And we have tossed around a lot of ideas and have been contacting people. So I think it's our speaker lineup is going to be fabulous.
Oh, yeah.
You have a lady that I don't know her, but she has Party and Plants.
Oh, Partying with Plants. Yes,
Yeah.
Nicole Perch is awesome. She has this side business for her right now where she makes little fairy gardens and things that you can put together, either, you know, team building, kids' birthday parties. She's awesome.
Fundraisers.
Such high energy. You will love her. She will be great
I'm
for us at
excited.
lunch. But very cool in that younger generation than me. Etsy actually has her train new Etsy sellers for the state of Ohio. So she's very accomplished and has only been doing this a very short time. So I also have an Etsy shop on the side, and she and I, during the holidays, will just text each other to make sure everything's okay. You can get worn out and you're tired, and it's nice to have a female business professional that you can lean on and go, I'm tired. Are you making it? And she's fabulous for that. She's just a great person. So she will be really, really fun.
Oh, good. Well, amazingly, we're out of time. Can you believe that? So Stephanie, Marjorie, and Heather, it is a dream working with you. And I'm so glad, Heather, you came up with this and wanted to move forward with it. Thanks for hopping on to both of you. I appreciate it. So get your reservations in April 8th.
We'll be there.
Yep. Oh, so I better sign us off here. So anyways, thanks, Wadsworth. We're so looking forward to seeing all of you ladies out there.